Good luck. We have 12 rounds of fighting.
All right, as we take a look at the tail of the tape, you see the age difference, +4 for Tim Harris. In terms of the weight, we've got just a couple of pounds difference there. And of course, actually 1¼ pounds. And the height difference is a big factor for Julian Jackson. He's got 2 3/4 inches, almost a full 3 inches in height, and also a couple of inches in reach. So it's really a big difference there in terms of height and reach, which are the important factors here on the tail of the tape. This is the 12th-round WBC Continental America Super Welterweight Championship. Julian Jackson in the red trunks. He'll start slow, he'll start cautious, but if Tim Harris shows any opportunity at all to give an opening to Julian Jackson, he will attempt to take him out immediately. Jackson does not fool around. We'll just watch here and see exactly how it develops here in round number 1. Tim Harris, 12-5-2, ranked number 5 in the state of California in the super welterweight division. However, he has a real good amateur career record of 139 wins, 7 losses, won the state Golden Gloves and AAU titles. So with all of that amateur experience, it should come into play here against Julian Jackson. And of course, for Tim Harris, this is the fight of his life at this stage in his career. A win tonight for him would immediately, just because he wins the WBC Continental of America's championship, would immediately put him in the top 10 in the WBC. Remembering that the Continental of the Americas is an arm of the WBC. Julian Jackson teeing off. Immediately, Tim Harris shows a bit of experience by hanging on, tying him up. Marty Cohen is here from Miami. He's the WBC official in attendance. And again, the Continental of the Americas, so you folks that may not be familiar with it, know what this title is all about. This is an arm of the WBC, the World Boxing Council. It's not one of those brand new divisions in boxing. It's mainly consisting, as you see the good right hand landed by Julian Jackson, mainly consisting of Canada, the United States, Mexico, and all the Latin American countries are involved in this, and these are the fighters that are ranked. It gives an opportunity for another title and instant recognition by the WBC, so it's an important championship. And again, Julian Jackson is the undefeated Continental America's super welterweight champion in the red trunks. And he looks so strong to me, James, here in round 1.
Jackson looks extremely impressive. In my opinion, I don't think the fight's going to go to the scheduled 12 rounds. It don't look like it's going to go to 12 rounds.
Well, it certainly doesn't have that appearance. Jay Nady from Reno, the third man in the ring, the referee. Julian Jackson, as I said, will feel his man out, was cautious in the early going. Now he has full confidence. He knows what he can do with this guy. Really popped the right hand on him that time.
I think he's seen what he needs to work on, and he's going right to work on that. He's slipping punches, throwing them body shots. He looks good.
You see the time remaining in round 1. He's got Tim Harris awkward. He looks like Julian Jackson almost just really lines up that left hand, and the right hand of the body was a vicious shot. He's got Tim Harris in a lot of trouble here in round 1.
He'll feel that tomorrow.
Yes. As Vin Scully would say, I love this expression, Tim Harris is in more trouble than a tightrope walker in a windstorm.
That's a good expression.
All right, this is the end of round 1, a strong round 1 for Julian Jackson. We'll go into the corner of Tim Harris. Again, 12-5-2 is managed by Bill Slayton. Let's listen to what they have to say. He's fought some good opponents, Nino LaRocca, and he beat Hutchins, who was the only other fellow to do so other than Tommy Hearn. So let's listen.
Take a deep breath now. Fill up your lungs. Fill up your lungs. Fill around the mouth.
The replay here now, James, you get an idea to see the real strength and the quickness of the hands of Julian Jackson, just pouring all over him. He's inside real tight and continues to score punches.
I like the way Jackson was throwing his shots short and sweet.
We talked about that most power, the shortest distance between the 2 points is that straight right hand. And by golly, if you can land it the way he can. This fella here, Tim Harris, he knows he's in with really a strong guy. It's a big opportunity. This has got to be a learning experience for him to fight Julian Jackson. I think it's a good idea that they took this fight, but for Julian now, he doesn't want to play. Julian's all serious. He feels, and I know Julian very well, that this man cannot hurt him. He's awkward, but Julian will not take any chances. He'll set him up, he'll go back. You see him right away going with that 1, 2, 3 left jabs in the face. He goes right back to fundamentals.
And I think that's important, especially with a fighter in this particular situation. One that's looking to move up and possibly challenge for the title next year. Who knows?
Well, he definitely is in line for a title shot right now. You know, he's undefeated, ranked number 2. He's dying to fight Tommy Hearns, but, you know, Hearns and they're talking about Hearns and Hagler, and that fight will probably come off. So I think you'll see Julian Jackson 1, 2, maybe 3 more fights before he shot at Hearns, and I think the timing would be just right then for him.
Yes.
I think he's getting bigger, he's getting stronger all the time.
He throws his shots short and sweet. He's been schooled well.
He's handled by, of course, co-managed by Carl King and Russell Nanlell, and Sustin Villet and Connie Bryant working the corner. Again, Jay Nady, third man in the ring, doing an excellent job. Saw Jay work a fight a couple of months ago up in Reno. It was kind of a controversial ending to the fight. He did an outstanding job. In fact, the crowd booed him, and I got right on the television and said, hey, this guy did exactly the right thing. Jay Nady is a real good up-and-coming referee. You'll see a lot more of him out here in the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Sounds worth watching. That was a good uppercut. Jackson just snuck in. This man,
oh, what a right hand that time, James.
He's working him good, though. He's working him good. He's settled down. He's got his feet up under him, and he's throwing shots the way he should.
I got to give credit to the toughness of Tim Harris. You know, if you've ever done any fighting yourself, all of you boxers that are listening, when you've been on the short end of a night and you know that you're in against somebody that's really maybe slightly overmatched for you at this particular stage, I got to give credit to Tim Harris because he's hanging tough. He's not panicking. He's trying to protect himself as best he can. He's trying to counter when he can, and he's trying to gain as much experience. Julian just nailed him with 2, 3 good right hands. Uppercut. He's hitting him with everything now. Left hand, right hand.
He's still putting up a good fight. I like that.
I like the look in the eye of Julian Jackson in the red trunks. All business, all serious.
Reminds me of
right
a fighter we just seen, Roger Mayweather.
Yes.
Light him off.
Julian, of course, coming off a fight over Santos Solis, an 8-round knockout down there in Puerto Rico on November 3rd. He did that job down there, so he's staying very, very busy, which is great.
I think the referee is doing a great job. He's keeping them from getting tired of. That's great. Shows a lot of experience for the big up and coming.
Yes. All right, there's the end of round number 2. Another good round for Julian Jackson. Don't forget the super welterweight or junior middleweight division. You've got some real fine fighters there. Guys like Jackson will be ready to go for. Let's listen into the corner again of Julian Jackson here.
Work to the body, then upstairs. And when you put your jabs together, now what you're doing, you're not thinking. Now you don't throw every punch you throw, you feint. All right. Make him lead and counter.
Watching this replay now, the way he gets him up against the ropes, he works his punches short, James, and this is what you like.
His feet are up under him. Jackson has got his power, so just in case there is an opening, which he's working for right now, many people don't understand why people just throw punches. He's working to throw for a shot to come open right there with the right hand.
Same series, a different angle here, James.
Yes.
And you see the way he moves his body around and does get himself in position for every flurry. We talked about that super welter at junior middleweight. You got guys like Tommy Hearns, Mike McCallum, you got John Mugabe, Sean Mannion, David Braxton, Davey Moore, Mark Medell. You've got a great division there, haven't you?
Pot full of goodies.
Yes, you have. So it'll be interesting when Julian starts moving into some of those type of folk, we'll say. This is round 3. Bob Sheridan here with James Broad, a new heavyweight in the Don King group of fighters. And I think you'll see a lot more of them. And I hope we hear a lot more. I got to tell you, James, I really enjoyed working with you during this fight. And that's no blowing smoke. I really have enjoyed it. You're doing a great job for the first time.
Bob, I learned a lot. I'm learning a lot.
All right, hand.
I hope that I bring you the luck that I brought other guys that have commentated with me. I told you yesterday when we were talking, Muhammad Ali is working with me, Joe Frazier working with me, Jimmy Ellis is working with me, Tim Witherspoon, Penguin Thomas, Larry Holmes. With that rendition of color commentators with me, I hope that you follow the same suit and win that heavyweight championship.
I see no reason why history shouldn't keep on going the way it's going.
All right.
Stop. Come on, get him in the corner.
This again, round 3. Scheduled 12 rounds. WBC Continental America Super Welterweight Championship on the line. Julian Jackson, the champ. The challenger, Tim Harris in the blue trunks.
I think Jackson is forgetting the basic, though. He's doing the uppercut, but without using the jab. Now he's going back to the jab.
Ooh, a good straight right hand. When headhunting, he didn't set it up from the jab. Usually he sets everything up with the jab. But I think he's got tremendous confidence against Tim Harris here now. He's not really showing a lot of respect for him. He's trying to move him around with feints and get him out of position, catch him off balance.
Believe me, that's a tremendous feeling to have when you're in that four-corner ring.
He's really doing a job to Harris's body. He's working him downstairs. He's working uppercuts.
This is what's needed when you're against an opponent like Harris. You just can't take this guy out with one punch. You got to work him up and down like that.
He is putting some vicious left hooks to the body and then nailing him with the right hand. Then he come back with a right hand lead. Jackson just using all his tools. He's got the uppercut. He's got the left hook. He works downstairs. Watch him. He'll come downstairs now. He won't stay down. He won't stay at the head. Sees the guy's gloves up there. He comes right downstairs.
That's complete alertness, and he's been schooled well.
Again, while we certainly sound like we're building up Julian Jackson, he is a great fighter. We're not really building up. He's just a super fighter. I don't want to take anything away from Tim Harris because Tim is really a game, young fighter here. He's in against one of the great fighters in this division.
You got to give him credit. He's standing in there trying.
Yes, he is. Very easy to sit down here, call a fight, describe a fight, criticize a fighter, tell you what he should be doing, what he shouldn't be doing. But when you're in the ring, and you know, James, it's a whole different ballgame.
Bob, I know. It's a whole different ballgame.
And he catches the referee's eye because he's making the fight. See, all you're doing is standing there and blocking punches, huh? I don't think it needs anything yet.
Blood coming from the nose of Tim Harris.
Okay. Beautiful Vaseline.
We're going to show you a replay here. Watch the reaction on the face now when Jackson hits him in the body. Oh!
Dinner.
See those eyes open up? Huh? Oh, my goodness gracious. Huh? Oh. What a vicious body shot. But that's all part of the wares and the arsenal that Julian Jackson has. He's a great one. Here we go. Round number 4. Julian Jackson, red trunks. And again, he hits him right in the solar plexus with a left hook to the body to open up the round. That can take so much. You say take the wind out of his sails. That takes the wind right out of you.
Those shots would definitely tell. And they got a course of 12 rounds scheduled for it, too.
Put them together.
But again, Harris is trying. He's trying to get something going.
He's showing no fear. He's game. He has the alertness from the amateur record to be able to hang on to Jackson when he comes in. He's not afraid to mix it up with him. He's a little tentative.
Well, I guess gunshot will set in after you take a few shots that he's taken. But again, he's trying. Now, I like to give him credit for that.
One thing that I haven't pointed out, and I should have done it back in the first round, is the fact that, of course, Tim Harris is a southpaw, and the Julian Jackson is not fooled by it at all. It's not bothering him one bit. He's able to work the body, and he's even able to work underneath that right hand. I'm sorry I didn't point that out sooner, folks, watching, but I'm sure you picked it up. It seems second nature because we saw southpaw a little bit earlier.
When you see a fighter that does what Jackson is doing, you know he's well schooled. He's doing everything by the books.
Even that time, instead of mauling all over the guy, he allowed Harris to come back out because it was his advantage to keep that series of punches going. If he mauled him into the ropes, then the referee would have moved in. They would have stopped the action. They would have stopped the time. Jackson said, no, I'll let him back out and then nail him. As soon as he came back out of the ropes, Jackson nailed him again. Smart. He's got it upstairs.
Great school. You have to give the corner some credit there, too.
Well, his trainer, Sustin Villet, is really, really interested in not only the fact that Julian Jackson is a fighter, but they're interested in him in person. Russell Manlell, Connie Bryant, Sustin Villet all work the corner of Julian Jackson, and they are bringing him along nicely. Carl King, the co-manager, and of course Don King, the promoter, keeping it together, and they're bringing this kid along just the way he should be.
Sounds like you got a great fundamental base to work upon.
Yes, he has. And again, you don't see Julian Jackson, and Julian has to know with everything else that we can see, and it's obvious that he knows in the ring. He's not panicking, he's not rushing, he's not trying to take this guy out with vicious, wild shots. He's trying to stay right to business, work the man to what he does best, set him up with jabs. Every once in a while, he'll go with the right-hand lead. He'll work to the body, he'll come with the uppercuts. He's just really doing the job in most workman-like fashion, like a real pro.
Like a real pro. I'm glad you ended it like that, because he's come for business and he's taking care of that.
In the corner, Jackson. Yeah.
The end of round 4. We're in the corner now of Julian Jackson.
How you feel?
And we'll listen a bit here.
Looking to carry. Staying way too long from his body. You gotta pull back in here. Yeah.
Okay. Take your tongue out.
Almost like I'm choking.
Huh?
It's almost like I'm choking.
All right, we'll show you this, what we were talking about earlier. You see Julian force him into the ropes. He backs him in there, and then instead of just mauling all over him and trying to hit him with bullet shots, he lets him back out and goes immediately after him again and nails him again. And then you notice the way that I like James, the way he got himself back in position.
Go to the body and
spin
then
his body back around to the left, got in front of him, and got himself in position to nail him instead of taking like a wild left hand, which would be the natural tendency. When you have a man set up in front of you, you want to try and hit him.
That's a good point, Bob. He kept his feet up on him.
Yes. All right, here we go. This is round 5. Bob Sheridan with James Broad, Don King Sports and Entertainment Network. Hope you're enjoying it.
Oh, that was a good, nice short left hook coming in.
I think in that corner that they want him to pick up the pace a little bit more now. They don't want Julian Jackson carrying this guy, Tim Harris. Jay Nady, third man in the ring, doing a real nice job for young referee. Because these guys, they're tying each other up. Jackson's slick. And, of course, Harris's fight plan now is to last and go as long as he can to learn as much as he can. I don't think he feels, I'm sure in his heart he feels he can win this fight. A lucky shot can come up at any time. Lord knows we've seen that happen in the course of a fight. But Jackson, to me, looks a little bit too strong for this guy.
I think the body shots are starting to take over on Harris also. His legs are becoming more solid. They're not moving as well as they was the first 3 or 4 rounds.
One question I have for you, James. Staying in peak shape all the time. But Jackson fought a couple of weeks ago, fighting again tonight. He fights almost every month. Is it tough to maintain that fine point, that razor's edge that you need in the boxing ring?
It depends on what he's doing in alpha fights. It's not healthy to many disbeliefs. It's not healthy for a man to just try to stay in shape year-round. Your body wasn't set up for that. You train to a peak, you let yourself go 1 or 2 days, and it depends on how far you let yourself go to regulate how close you get back into shape, how fast you get back into shape. Looks as though Jackson is right on time. Like he's letting himself down just a little bit and then able to pick it right back up.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's doing a nice job on Tim Harris. All during that commentary there, he just continued to work upstairs, come back downstairs. Even then, when he tries to pull off the ropes, he nails him with an uppercut as he comes away. Harris just never knows where the next shot from Julian Jackson's coming from. Time Harris scored a pretty good left hook of his own. Oh, the body shots, vicious body shot to Harris.
And
if Harris doesn't start answering some of these punches, Jay Nady could come in and close this fight down.
Both rights.
You've got the hands of the shots, and Nady will move in. Well, at least he got his hand out there to give it the idea. Jackson really punishing him now.
That body shot, those body shots are something.
Absolutely vicious body shots. And you hear the corner of Julian Jackson keep yelling body. They love him. They want him to hit him there more. Well, the time is in favor now of Harris of this round anyway. He's escaped. Oh, a real good right hand. Left hand to the body. Vicious shots. Big round for Julian Jackson.
Big round. Would you say 10-7?
No. I tell you exactly the way I score, and it's good for you folks to get an idea of how we think it should be done. I would still only score that 10-9.
10-9?
Some people will score at 10-8.
10-8.
I never score 10-8 unless there's a knockdown involved.
Oh.
If you're tired, you know damn well he's tired, because he's laying on you, right?
All right, watch these short punches. This is earlier in the round. Watch him work to the body, and he comes back upstairs now. Watch these shots. He's landed 2 or 3 good ones in that flurry. He threw about 7 or 8 punches. Still getting through pretty good. He landed about 2 or 3 real good punches there. Now watch this at the end of the round. And now he's got Harris in a heap of trouble. He nails him there. Bam, that shot to the body. Vicious, one to the head. Now, see that one right up underneath the heart, right in the rib cage?
What's extremely important to know in both of these flurries is that his feet is under him.
Oh, he's got all the power.
Yes, he's capable of delivering shots with tremendous amount of power.
All right, keep in mind the fact we're in round number 6. Neither fighter has been down.
Like this is the night for everybody to switch.
Yes, it is. The southpaw, Tim Harris. In the blue trunks, Julian Jackson. Now, is Julian, has he switched around now? Did I see him go with the right-hand lead?
Yes, that's what you're seeing. He's showing yet another phase in his arsenal.
I don't think that this is especially smart, though. I mean, he doesn't need to go this way. Everything's working his way. Why fool around with him?
Well, it could be 2 reasons. He could be trying out to see, he knows that he has an opponent that he can use different tactics on, or he could just want to see just how effective he could be at this particular stance.
In my opinion, James, I don't know if you agree with me, he hasn't been effective at all. Now he's switched back orthodox style. He's back to jabbing with his left hand.
He's going back to his most effective style.
And you see him effective again.
Come on. You're live. Get in the corner.
I disagree with that switching around. I don't think that, it gives a different look to the southpaw Harris. Sure, gives him a different look, but we are so effective finding the way you out. What's the need for it?
That's a true statement, Bob. Why switch up when you're doing something that's working for you?
And we saw what happened to Freddie Jackson in his fight. He got tagged when he did that, and he could have lost the fight, although the judges had it a little bit more spread apart than we had it. We had the fight a little bit closer,
right.
But Freddie got himself in a lot of trouble. Freddie Jackson, who beat Arnel Arzol on a unanimous decision earlier this evening, was Roger Mayweather won a 3rd-round TKO, and Raleigh Williams got a majority decision over Peter Cunningham.
That's
Bob, the reaction tonight.
That's why they make gym smart. You try all your tricks out there. When you get here, you know what you want to do, and you go out to apply that and just that.
Again, Julian Jackson, red trunks. Tim Harris in the blue trunks. We've got a good one here. Jackson is controlling the pace of the fight. He's had vicious body shots throughout. And again, James Broad and I will have to say one thing. You've got to give Timmy Harris some credit because he's hanging in there with one of the best in the division. He nailed Julian Jackson that time.
He's a gamecock if I've ever seen one. And he's actually trying to get him out of there.
And for the first time in the fight, it's Julian Jackson that hangs on.
That's what makes this...
I don't think Julian's hurt at all. Sorry, James. I don't think he's hurt at all. I think he just wants to keep away from this man for this aggressive tension here. He just nailed him with the right hand, guys.
That's what makes this sport so great. In one shot, he can turn the tide.
Oh, another vicious right hand to the body.
How do you got that, Bob?
I still score that in Jackson's favor because he hit him in the first 2 minutes of the fight. He totally first 2 minutes of the round, rather. Jackson totally controlled. Harris had about 40 good seconds where he chased Jackson around, never really hurt him, and right at the end of the round, with the last 10 seconds, Jackson just viciously hit him with the left hook and a right hand to the body.
Good shape.
Watch this left hand, though, that Harris did score. Here we go. Bam, he caught him good.
Right on the chin, so
Yes,
you know
did.
that Jackson has a good chin, and he's in good shape also.
This is even a better angle, I think, that we have for you here. Watch it now. That was it, but I think that you caught a speedy action at that particular one. A fast motion shot of that fight. He caught him good, but Jackson knew exactly what to do when he's hit. And of course, when you fight for the world championship, you're fighting the world caliber fighters. You're going to get hit from time to time. You better know how to protect yourself when you get in trouble. But sooner or later in a man's career, it's going to happen.
It's good to know all angles of the business. Oh, Jackson just landed a quick short left hook.
I think in the corner of Jackson in between rounds, he said, hey, this thing is getting a little too dangerous here. That guy caught you one time. We don't need to have you get tagged.
No one needs to take punches. That's true, Bob.
Angelo Dundee, one of the great trainers of all time. Hit and don't get hit. Hit and don't get hit. Get in there, get out. Get in and get out. Hit and don't get hit. That's all he used to preach to his fighters.
Which is what made Ali such a controversial and great heavyweight.
That's right, especially in the early part of his career where he was never hit. You know?
I like the way Jackson is looking.
Reading in the paper, Muhammad Ali just received the Rocky Marciano Memorial Award in New York a couple of nights ago, and it was interesting to read that he was fully alert for the entire press conference. So I'm glad that all that talk that we hear about Ali, I know the man very well, and I'm glad to hear that he's feeling good and that he's fully alert again.
I'm glad that the clarification has come to light because people had a distorted point of view about Ali and what he was all about. Jackson is just teeing off.
Exactly.
But Harris refuses to go down.
Harris is as tough a cookie as they come because he has taken some unbelievable shots. And folks, Jackson can't hit. In 21 wins, he's got 19 knockouts. Not a bad ratio.
Not bad at all. I'll take those odds any day.
James, how many wins do you have piled up in your record?
I'm a 16-1 fighter.
16-1.
I have something like 11 or 12 knockouts.
Going good. Jackson really teeing off here.
I think that might stop it now. Yeah, it's because he's really teeing off on me.
Here, Jay Nady saying you got to fight. If you don't keep those arms going, you move in.
You got to move.
He just heard that. You've got to move.
He's giving him fair warning.
If you don't do something, you're going to stop the fight. Jackson
It's
really
sort of hard when your legs are
Nady's got an idea to move in and stop the fight. Jackson really pummeling him now. Stop.
It would be definitely justifiable if he does stop this.
Well, he's got Harris in a lot of trouble. You see the blood all over down around the ringside
Yes.
here. Jackson again gets himself in great position to hold his shots.
And he keeps his feet up under him. I love that. But Harris refused to stop fighting.
He's as tough as they come. Now, all right, the bell ends round number 7. Another big round for Jackson. That time, with the fact that he had him staggered and whatnot, I will score 10-8.
10-8? You got to go down before it's a 10-7.
Well, most judges would score almost all the time 10-9 round unless it's really a vicious assault.
I'll catch him right
You
here.
see the doctor coming in, taking a look.
A lot of headshots in
No. I'll catch him, carry him.
Well, I want to tell you something. At least if he gets battled, at least give him a standing 8. Give him a chance because, hell, this kid's taking a hell of a lot of headshots.
That's Dr. Donald Romeo warning the referee. He's taking a lot of headshots. You see the cut they're working on there.
See, it catches his eye. The guy that's coming to you. That's what they go by. You hear what I said? You're
I'm
probably not
surprised
getting.
in her corner
They
of
see him
Harris that
coming
they
to
don't,
you,
know,
he's
that
taking
he,
charge.
they're saying, no,
They think
don't
that
stop the fight, whatever you do. I'd be more inclined to say, hey, keep a close eye on my guy. This kid's a good, tough fighter. You don't want to see him get any type of head damage here, brain damage.
You don't want to see a prospect.
Oh, real big shot. Down goes Tim Harris. Harlowly, he doesn't go to the canvas. They're giving him a standing 8 count. It's up to 3 and 4 and 5. I don't think that he can continue. No. And I think that once again, referee Jay Nady does the proper thing. He stops the fight. It'll be scored as an 8th round TKO win for Julian Jackson. The crowd loves it. Well, I tell you, Julian Jackson came out and really popped Tim Harris. Watch this, the way it happened.
As if it was planned.
Right at the start of the round, in he comes. Jackson in great position to catch him with the left hook.
Right on the chin.
Oh, he just caught him great. Notice the way he just let his punch do the work for him. He didn't try to go crazy over it. Look at him even now. He's rooting for himself, more or less. It was a vicious, real crisp, short shot.
Right
it's
on
tough
the
to say,
point of contact.
short shot. He got him right on the button with it anyway.
Right on the button. Picture perfect.
All right, let's go up to our ring announcer, Chuck Call, for the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jay Nady stops the bout at 18 seconds of the 8th round. A winner by a TKO and still Continental America's super welterweight champion, Julian Jackson.
The big difference,
4월에 있었던 경기인데요.
4월 19일
네, 줄리안 잭슨과
라스베가스죠.
델 토로의 경기입니다.
5'11" and 3/4.